Hello guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC. We're also going to talk about Ethereum. We're going to let's take a look at this. Let's check. Hello guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC, we're going to talk about Ethereum. We're also going to talk about most of the DeFi coins and all of that good stuff. All right. Excuse me for the delay. The streaming software was tripping, so and all of that good stuff. All right. But hopefully you guys can hear and all of that good stuff. And we could be we're gonna be talking about BTC and could be seeing like some massive moves over the next like a few days and so on. So as you can see, we just got a support from the 8-hour 21 EMA, and basically even though the bears try to strike very hard and try to break below 14k, they could not basically break below 14.3. We talked about all of that good stuff yesterday during our live stream. All right, so now what I'm expecting from BTC over the next few days and so on. We're going to take a look at the 2-day chart, the 3-day chart, the 3 weeks chart, closing like on the 9th, opening on closing on the 9th and all of that good stuff. I think 9th or 10th, I'm going to double check, but I think it is on the 10th, right? So, and we're going to take a look at all of that good stuff, all right? So if you're bullish, let me know what you think down, down in the comment section. If you're bearish, let me know what you're looking for in order to basically see some lower numbers, right? Hey, what's up, Kavish? Time to short? No, it's not time to short yet. Okay, so just calm down. All right, not time to be super bearish as of now. All right, because we can still retest like a 16k and probably try to get a divergence on the macro, not on the macro scale, but on the lower degree. We're gonna talk about all of that good stuff, so you know what to be what you need to be looking for over the next few hours and so on, right? So we got 21 watching, 11 likes. So make sure you guys hit the likes, so we can get this stuff going on. So we can get this stuff going and then trying to be profitable in the market and all of that good stuff, right? Hey Jeff Huddle, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Peter in the house, Gupta in the house, Cheese Wheel in the house. All right, so now guys, we're also going to talk about Ethereum. All right, so now let's talk about BTC. All right, so as we basically described it yesterday, right? BTC wasn't bearish yesterday, okay, but it was trying to break the descending triangle. Alt were looking great, so I was like, okay, even if we get a drop, right, you could anticipate a dip down to the 8-hour 21 EMA or your 6-hour 21 EMA. Both of them basically looking very good. As you can see, price close above the 6-hour 21 EMA. So bulls did a great job, right? Accumulating in this range, right? But I was too busy basically with alt, so I'm not really not touching BTC. I'm just trading alt and transferring it into BTC. That way I won't have to worry too much about BTC, right? But you can see we basically close above the 6-hour 21 EMA. It is not that bearish as of now. Okay, can we get further drop? Yes, but until we basically break the 8-hour 21 EMA, bulls they still making a very good argument, right? They still can push the price to the upside. So if you're a bear, you just have to be very patient. Once again, I said it, until we basically break below the 2-day 21 EMA, it is not going to be good to be making a bear case, because all the bear case you're going to make could get invalidated the very next day. You see what I'm saying? So you try to be bearish right now, BTC pump back up to like a 15.6, 15.8 and so on, you're going to be like, it's bullish again. So short-term time frame can basically change your momentum. You see your feeling, you know, how you feel about the market. So but if you just pay attention to the longer term time frame, 2-day and higher, you might get like at least 2 to 3 weeks of bearishness and basically, you know, enjoy it, right? But if you want to be bearish like on the 4-hour, 2-hour, those are basically short-term time frame, and I really don't want to be too bearish on BTC or too bullish on BTC on the hourly and all of that good stuff. All right, so we got 23 watching, 17 likes, not bad. Hey, what's up, Crypto Takeover? We're gonna talk about alt. Okay, what I just saw on alt, I mean, is quite incredible. We're gonna talk about alt and what type of structure we could be you know, anticipating over the next few days. The dump on the alt is pretty big. The volume, you know, was pretty big. Hey, what's up, Iceman? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Look, Gato. So, you know, the dump was pretty big, and some coins, they still making like a bearish structure. So it could be a continuation pattern, but some of them, they still maintaining, you know, a solid buying pressure. Like BNB, even though it dipped down, it did not dip massively. Okay, I was trying to long it yesterday. We're gonna talk about BNB. It pumped above entry. I moved stop loss before I went to, you know, before I went to sleep, and then I woke up and this sucker was down. I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't, you know, I was like, man, come on. So let's just keep that in mind. We're gonna talk about alt, but now let's take a look at BTC on the 7-day candle, because that's the most important time frame right now to pay attention to. Nothing else. 2-day candle, we're gonna talk about it, all of that, right? 3-day, but the 7-day candle, once again, most of you guys are gonna be like, what's the difference between 7 days and weekly? Okay, they both 7 days, right? But the difference is the 7-day candle, right, start on January 1st. Whatever day, okay, is January 1st. Let's say this year January 1st was Wednesday, right? So the 7-day candle gonna start on Wednesday. You see what I'm saying? And it is gonna close on Tuesday. So that's why I don't know if you guys notice it or not, but BTC tends to basically receive high volatility somewhere around like a Tuesday, which is like weekly close for the 7-day, up to like a Thursday. Those 3 days are the most important days, right, for BTC over the last few months. Okay, even back in February, you know, I used to like a trade BTC a lot, like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, because I know the 7-day candle gonna close and open and we're gonna get high volatility, right? So this candle gonna close on Tuesday, so it matters a lot. Once again, as long as the bulls can maintain a high bullish weekly candle, right, and not closing before Tuesday below 14K, game on. Okay, it is still going to be bullish. So no sign, it wouldn't be no sign of reversal on the 7-day candle. However, if you bearish, right, the bears, what they need to do, it is pretty simple. Okay, they already got 1,000-point drop, right? They just need to make a good, you know, a good selling pressure and drop the price over the next 48 to 72 hours. Drop it down like to 13.8. Okay, bulls gonna be buying the dip, and they're not gonna pay attention to the 7-day candle. They're gonna be like, oh, the weekly open, it is just, you know, buy the dip type of a setup and all of that good stuff, and this sucker could dip all the way down to the weekly 21 EMA, which is just about like 11.2 to 11.4. So pay attention to it. Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm not saying it will happen, but all I'm saying is pay attention to it, and if you see it, that's going to be a great opportunity. If you're a bear, if you're a bull, you might be stepping back, might not buy the dip until we basically dip down to the weekly 21 EMA. It could take a while. I'm not saying it's going to do it in 1 week, 1 day, 24 hours, but all I'm saying, the directional move, you're going to know what it is, okay, what it is once we basically break below you know, 14K over the next 3 days or so on, right? So it is very important. So now let's take a look at the 3 weeks chart, right? The 3 weeks chart, it is incredibly bullish. So bulls, you know, you might be talking about bearishness right now. They're going to be laughing at you, right? They're going to be like, man, you're crazy. Take a look at this candle, man. It is so bullish. I'm laughing at you because I'm buying the dip and all of that good stuff, right? However, this candle is going to close on the knife, okay? I was saying that it's going to open on a knife, but it's going to close on the knife, right? And it's going to open on the, you know, on the 10th, right? So, excuse me, it's going to close on the 10th, right? but it's going to open on the 11th. So the 10th is what it is. I think it is like Wednesday, right? So it is like Tuesday, Wednesday. It is the same as the 7-day candle, right? Because it is 3 times 7 is 21. So the weekly candle for the 7-day, okay, and the 21-day candle, they're going to close at the same time, right? So this candle, right, we want to basically maintain the bullishness of it, okay, over the next. So it is going to be a high volatility over the next few days, right? So we want to basically maintain a high bullish candle over the next few days in order to basically keep up the momentum within this candle. You see what I'm saying? So closing below 14K, you might not see it. You might be like, oh, it is just okay, but the weekly time frame is already warning you, I don't want to close below 14K. I don't want to close below 14K, right? Just like right there, I mentioned it last year right there, because we went live on this candle close. I think this one closed like on Sunday. So right, so we basically paid attention to it. Now we're paying attention to it right now. Not saying it will close below 14K, but if we get it, you just have to suck it up and pay attention to it and follow the trend afterward, right? So 3 weeks chart, we basically still bullish. The next candle gonna close like December 30th. It is a long time, but you just basically before December, we don't want to see like a 12K. Okay, in order to basically see like 20K, 30K, all the way up to 100K, we basically have to stay above basically 12K, basically at least till mid-December. Why mid-December? Because mid-December, you take a look at it, the 50-day candle, we talked about it before the candle closed, 2 weeks before this candle closed. We said if BTC closes above 10.5 on the 50-day candle, right there, if we just close above 10.5, it is going to be game on, right? It is going to be game on. So the 50-day candle closed right there, and we said the last 50 day of each year, okay, 50-day candle, not 50 day of each year, but the last 50 days of each year, right, which basically start from October 28th, October 27th, somewhere around that level, right, all the way up to like a mid-December, right? That's why BTC always basically show you some bottom formation or top formation mid-December, December 16 and December 17. So if you notice it back in basically right there 2017, you can see like this candle opened like October 28th and closed just about like December 16, right? Same thing right there, October 28th, we closed basically December 16, right? Same thing, right? So right here, right, we open October 28th and we close bottom out right there December 16 again. So this candle gonna be very important. Okay, it is going to be a very, very important candle. The only thing we need to pay attention to is like, are we gonna tap out at 20K by December 16, or are we gonna basically drop somewhere around here and bottom out, so just about like December 16, and we could be bullish again, and we're gonna say, hey, from now on, it is just going to be by the dip type of structure if we dip down somewhere around here. Okay, we're going to talk about the 60% dip and all of that good stuff right next. So keep that in mind, right? So, not seeing any dip type of formation, like a big sell-off right now, but if we get one, we just have to suck it up and go with it, all right? So monthly time frame, nothing much you can say about the monthly. We got 3 weeks to go. That's why I don't pay attention to the monthly time frame till it is like 1 week left. That's why I pay attention to the 3 weeks chart, 2 weeks chart, and all of that good stuff to basically monitor the monthly, because it is hard to monitor the monthly when you're like 3 days into the monthly. But the 3 weeks chart, it overlaps, okay? So it tells you everything, right? So but monthly time frame, not much you can say right now. But one thing we know about the monthly is also we don't want to close below the monthly open. It's not going to look good for the bulls. So it's going to create some low confidence level if they close below like a 13.3, 13.4 and so on, right? Their confidence might not be high enough to basically continue the bullish uptrend, right? Never put all your eggs in one basket. Hey, what's up, Bill? Bill Gates in the house. Yeah, so let's keep that in mind, right? Monthly, let's take a look at the quarterly. So the quarterly still looking very, very good. So still looking very good. Bulls definitely, that's the first quarterly candle above like 14K. So nearly almost like, pumping to 20K shouldn't be that hard looking at the quarterly chart, right? So, but let's see if the bull gonna be confident enough, because any drop below 13K might basically reduce like the confidence level for the bulls, right? So, but any, pumping to 20K should not be too hard for the bulls, right? Just to, just looking at the chart structure. I'm not saying we will. I don't care about being bullish or bearish, but I'm just telling you what I see, in front of me, and you just basically make your own judgment. You either buy or sell based on, my unbiased analysis. All right. So, but what I do, if you want to know what I do, you basically join my premium. I mostly trade alt also, looking for 10, 15, 20% drop on alt and all of that good stuff, right? So BTC quarterly still not looking bad. So now let's go back to the 3-day chart. We're going to talk about the MACD, why the MACD and RSI, are pretty important. So we did talk about the MACD before the bullish uptrend. We said if BTC gonna retest, the 3-day MACD, it is gonna be very bullish. We could pump to like a 15.5 and so on. And you can see we got a nice high both on MACD and both on MACD and price action. Also, you take a look at your RSI, a beautiful uptrend. So they all moving together. No divergence whatsoever. No bearish trend right now. Okay, whatsoever. You cannot call for like a divergence when you don't have one. You cannot say like, oh, we got a divergence right here. So the trend is still bullish down to the 3-day chart. Looking at our indicators. So, if you're a bull, you just have to suck it up by the dip. Okay. If you're a bear, you just have to suck it up and wait. Once again, wait for price to dump below your 2-day 21 EMA and, your MACD crossing bearish. That's what you need. That's the only thing you need. If you get that, you got a very, very good chance to basically see lower numbers, much lower numbers, like below, below 12K, 11K, and so on, right? So that's what I see on the 2-day basis, right? So if we talk about the RSI once again, right? You take a look at the RSI on the 2-day basis, right? Actually, on the 3-day basis, 666 mentioned it, right? And he said, once we basically pump to like just about 89, right? You gotta be able to basically start taking profits. Okay, he's not saying we're gonna dump, but all he's saying is like 666 is, he's in our premium group, right? All he's saying is like, whenever we basically retest the, the trend line right there, you can see like we basically face some reversal patterns. Okay, face some reversal pattern, right? So many times. So it means we still got some juice. We still got some juice to pump, because it was 83 a couple of days ago. Now it just shrank down. We got like almost another 10% pump on the RSI, and 10% pump on the RSI is a lot. Okay, is a lot. So we're looking for like 89 to 88 area. So that's a lot. That's a lot of pump. Okay, that's a lot of pump. So let's just keep that in mind. So a 3-day chart still bullish. So buy the dip. So look for a possible rejection, right? Or sideways correction right there. If we get like low volatility range, right? Back up to basically 16, 17. MACD can still pump to like 88, 89, right? It can still pump up to 88, 89. It is hard to tell like where we're gonna tap out based on the MACD. The MACD only telling you, okay, you tapped out, right? But you're not basically dumping. Okay. For instance, right now, MACD RSI, can pump to like 88, 89, and then it's gonna start trending down, right? But your price action can still get some high highs. But these high highs most likely going to be like high volatility, like big wicks, stuff like that, big rejection, and you're gonna basically count your wicks as a divergence like this, right? And we could be looking for something like that. That's also very possible, right? So, but looking at the 3-day chart, really, and 2-day chart really, you know, not much of a bearishness. Okay, so but let's take a look at basically the 60% drop we could get for the bears, right? The 6% drop you could be anticipating once you get like the, you know, the 2-day 21 EMA, right? Price dipping below the 2-day 21 EMA, you could be looking for a swing high to swing low, and we could be looking for a nice drop all the way down to basically 0.618. But it only means we basically gonna tap out at 16K. That's when we're gonna get our 6%. However, if the, you know, we push up to like 18 and 17, we could see like a 70% drop and so on. So pay attention to it, right? If you basically want to basically play the move and accumulate some shorts as it goes up, good luck, right? But best thing to do is like wait for a sign of reversal, and you could be you know, striking down, right? But as of now, let the bulls buy the dip if you're bearish, and if you're a bull, you just buy the dip and don't worry too much. Okay, don't worry too much, and pay attention to the 7-day chart and all of that good stuff I told you, so you can monitor your positioning and all of that, right? Hey, what's up, Ty? Hey, what's up, Iceman in the house? Look, Gato, aka Iceman. Look, Gato or Gato, whatever, man. So now, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum next, right? So Ethereum is, we got a big sell volume on Ethereum, kind of confusing, right? For the Ethereum bulls, because they're gonna get very confused if they just pay attention to the low degree. They might be panicking right now and calling for a dump, which we could see further dump for Ethereum on the lower degree. But if you just, you know, on the 2-day chart, it's not that bad. We got rejected from this the trend line right there, from like roughly around like September, right? We got rejection September, October 21st, and we just got another rejection right here. So based on the 2-day structure, we still okay. You know, bulls just need to keep up the price above like 430. If they can close the weekly basis above 430, which is right there, this blue trend line right there. Okay, so if we can close above 430, you know, within the next 24 hours, that could create, you know, a lot of bullishness over the next few days and so on, because that's the only resistance we got right now before the next resistance up to like basically 500, and after 500 we don't have any other resistance up to like 620 and basically 800. So you got right there and right there. Okay, you got 600 and 800 resistance if Ethereum breaks like this key area. But once again, you know, I like something called flat correction, right? It means even if Ethereum dump back down, right, and find support from the you know, weekly 100 EMA, right, even down to the weekly 100 EMA, it can still create a flat correction with a possible continuation pattern, right? So even if you bearish until we basically break like low 300 range, right, you just have to be cautious. Okay, you just have to be cautious, because it is a very bullish pattern, just like the pattern we got back in 2017. You can see like we created this correction, and you might be bearish and this sucker just pumped up to 1400. So let's keep that in mind. We could get something similar to it. You know, you got this pump, this dump, pump, dump, and you're thinking like we're gonna be dumping further. This sucker just pump up. Okay, so we could get something like that right here. Not saying that's what we're gonna get, because if we break like 300 range with confirmation, you know, I'm gonna be looking for lower numbers. But as of now, price is still above the weekly 21 EMA, and at the same time, price is above the weekly 25 MA, which is a better confirmation of bearishness for Ethereum. So if you bearish on Ethereum, best thing to do, wait till we break 300, and you could take it all the way down to some very, very, very low numbers, right? So if you're looking for a fib retracement for Ethereum, if we get confirmation of rejection, we could be looking for a drop all the way down to like mid 100, just about 150 to 175 area. Okay, so and most alt are going to be double bottoming anyway. So some of these alt are like band, I think like balances, something like that, they're already double bottoming, right? So but those are the, you know, those are the indicators and signs you need to be paying attention to for Ethereum. And it has a very high liquidity, so it is easy to trade, unlike most DeFi coins. The YFIs, right, they pump a lot, but they don't have enough liquidity, so it is not, you know, it is not safe to trade them all the time, right? Bang, bang, yep. So Ethereum, you know, still looking okay, all right? And we basically took a long on Ethereum, Neo, Ontology. Let's check it, right? So we took a long on, long on lLINK, Neo, Ontology, SXP. I meant to say SXP, not SPX, right? And SXP, you can see like the long position we took on SXP was a nice move, right there. So you can see like the SXP move we took, like, when it was like 90 cents, right? We said long it up to like 98, that's almost over 10%, and up to like, 107. You see what I'm saying? So it was a very, very, very juicy uptrend, and we basically nailed all of these moves. And you can see like KAVA also, we took a nice long on KAVA. Ontology didn't do, it didn't do great, okay? Like it pumped like to 49.50 instead of 50 cents, right? We're looking for like 44 to 50 cents, right? Was not that great, but it still gave us a nice 6 to 8%, right? So Neo also gave us a big pump. lLINK, you knew it, right? We long it from like we talked about it yesterday. We long it like from 11.6, 11.7 area all the way up to 13.7. So it was a very, very nice 3-4 days of trading the market, right? So if you're looking to join the premium group for these alt setup, alt trade, discussion and all of that, make sure to basically send me a message once you basically join our premium, once you join our public Telegram group, so you can get the premium access, right? So let's go back to BTC real quick and see if we can find any dump over the next few hours and so on. Okay, so that's BNB BTC, not looking very, very confident right now. Seems like if BTC make any type of a crazy move, BNB might be dipping versus BTC, right? So it is something you need to be aware of, right? That's BNB looking very strong as support. It can basically try to reverse back up, right, to the top right there before dropping, just like THETA, right? We talked about THETA when THETA was like 55, right? I was like, we could pump back up to 71, 74, and THETA did that exactly. Even though I was looking to short it, I was shorting it down like 57, 58, but I had to get out after the, it tried to reverse back up, right? Because I knew it could try to pump back up to 71. It did that, but I just did not take the trade. I took the link, Neo, and all of that good stuff, right? So pay attention to basically BNB, BTC, right? Not very confident right now versus BTC. Okay, the trend line is holding very strong, right? You also got a nice trend line right there, right? You got two touches, right? You got a nice triangular formation. So a big move is coming for BNB, right? You could call it like, head and shoulder, but the right shoulder might not be, confident enough. It could be bigger, like if BNB do something like this, right? It could create a bigger bearishness, right? But pay attention to it over the next few weeks, because that's a weekly time frame. If we break below it, it could be game on for the bears, right? Okay, could be a very, very nice downtrend for the bears. But however, the opposite also can take place if we pump above this trend line. Not going to be easy breaking out versus BTC right now. The BTC bulls looking very strong versus alt. So I wouldn't be too confident looking for this pump. Okay, I wouldn't be too confident yet, right? Without confirmation, right? Without confirmation. Let's take a look at BTC on the hourly. So on the hourly basis, I like the big buying pressure we got right there. So I would expect like another dip down. Let's take a look at our 21 EMA on the hourly. So 21 EMA now rejecting the price, which is pretty normal. I said it. We got something called the Zeus method. Whenever we dip down, most of the time the 21 EMA, right, going to be rejecting the price. So a double bottom is not quite at 14.3, but you could expect like some sort of double bottom, 90% retracement, 80% retracement down to 14.4 and so on, right? Just like what we did back in 10K when we took the long. The rest of the market were pretty bearish, right? We said we're going to be buying the dip, because I was pretty confident with this, with the structure we got right there. Kind of looked like a 3, so we basically accumulated a lot buying the dip all the time. Whenever it dump, we buy the dip, it pump, we sell it, buy the dip, and then took it all the way up to like 11K. So we could see something similar for BTC. So expect like a reversal back here and a possible reversal back to the top. And once again, I showed you like these reversals, right, on the lower degree. It looks funny on the high time frame, because on the high time frame, the only thing you're going to see is like 2 candles like this. You're going to see a red candle, right? Right, and next to it, you're going to see a green candle like that. And after that, you're going to see another red candle. And you're going to be very confused, right? So that's the type of structure you could get if BTC, we got this dump, we could get this pump, and then we're going to get this dump back up, back down, right? So this pump back up, dump that back down on the high time frame, let's say on the daily, okay? So I'm like on the daily, you already got the dump right down, right? BTC over the next few days, right, or even tomorrow, it can pump back up to like 16 to 15.6 to 17.8, and then dump right back down over the next few days after that. That way, you're gonna get your flat correction, and which is basically a continuation pattern, but you just don't know if the reversal back down gonna create something like that. You just don't know, right? But we're gonna anticipate a possible, either flat correction or a triangular formation like that. Okay, something like that, right? Right? You see what I'm saying? So if we pump back up to 16, dump back down here, you just gotta take profits, right? And wait. If you don't want to short it, you wait, because you know, if we find a very strong support, once again, we can pump back up, and that could be our fake out, right? That could be our fake out and create another head and shoulder pattern formation, just like what we got right there. You see what I'm saying? So just like that, okay? You got this move, you got this pump, you got this dump, and you got this move. And then most of you guys caught the head and shoulder pattern formation, and that could create another one, because a head and shoulder pattern formation gives you many patterns within the head and shoulder pattern formation, because you're going to get a triangular formation, a fake out to the upside, which is going to create your head right there, right there. You're going to get your, if you pump to the upside, you're going to get your head, and then if we drop back down, you're going to get your, you know, going to try to create your right shoulder. But everything going to start off with a three-way move. That's it. Everything going to start off like this, and you're going to be like, man, what's going on? Okay, what's going on? And this sucker going to basically confuse you over the next few days and so on. So let's go ahead and take a look at BNB. So BNB BTC, I was basically long in it, right there. Okay, I was adding position right there. Okay, I was accumulating. Okay, watching it closely, adding. Okay, it dipped down. I was just adding. So as soon as it pumped right there, I was like, okay, let me just get a, you know, I had a nice average right there. So what I did was kind of incredible also, right? I increased my leverage, right? Increase my leverage, remove my margin, right? Free up some margin to look for something to take. You see what I'm saying? So basically, after we got the breakout up to like 29.8, right? I was like, okay, we're good now. Okay, most likely we're gonna hit our target just about like a 30, you know, 30.7 and so on, right? But we did not. Okay, but you know, I always, you know, when I'm green, I always take some profits and put a stop loss at the entry. And you know, this sucker just dumped down. I was like, gosh, let's just get out, because I just don't want to basically wait for stop loss and all of that. Since we green, don't give the market what it doesn't deserve. If it doesn't deserve for you to basically give it back, don't give it back. Just put a stop loss at entry and basically just either flip bear or just walk away, right? So basically that's what we did. And you know, I got out of this trade. And we'll be looking for another entry. But another topic also I wanted to mention is like, sometimes like most people, they like to stay on a position forever. For instance, like let's say you long in BTC at 10K, right? So you long in BTC at 10K with like one BTC. Okay, so you got one BTC at 10K, and your leverage, let's say, is 5x. Okay, so you got 5x leverage, one BTC at 10K. So now BTC is at, like, let's say 12K, right? It's at 12K, but you still got the same position. Okay, you got your one BTC margin, right? And BTC is at 12K. Your liquidation is somewhere around like 8K. So you don't have to worry about liquidation. You already got your stop loss at entry. So, but you don't have any other funds. You don't have any other funds, right, to take another trade. Even though you're in profits, right? You haven't taken any profits. You haven't basically, you know, you haven't done anything. So the best thing to do, I don't know if you guys know already, is like to increase your leverage. Because remember, your stop loss is at entry. Your liquidation can never be your entry. You're never gonna have a liquidation equal to your entry, right? So if you're long, and your liquidation will be, you know, below your entry all the time. So it doesn't matter if you increase your leverage 100x or basically 25x, or even if you leave it at 5x. So best thing to do is like to increase your leverage. So remember, your leverage is at 5. I'm not telling you to go ahead and do it. I'm just basically discussing, you know, what I think is a great strategy if you're looking to take out a position and you don't have any funds, right? So one thing you need to do is to increase your leverage. So let's say you're at 5. Let's just pick a number. You increase it up to 20, right? So remember, you had one BTC. So if you increase it up to 20, you're going to remove some of your margin. Okay, how much margin you're going to remove? Like, let's say, you know, you increase from 5 to 20. increase it by 4x, right? So you're going to remove nearly 80% of your funds, right? 1 BTC, 10K. So you're going to remove like almost 8K of your margin, and your stop loss is at entry, right? And your take profit doesn't change. How much you're going to make if BTC hit your take profit, whether you're doing 20x or 5x after your initial entry, doesn't matter. Okay, it's going to be the same thing. You're very confident BTC going to hit 20K, so you don't need to keep the same margin, on the same position. So you remove your 8K. Right now it's not even 8K, because if you're doing like let's say you're doing it on Bybit, I'm not recommending any exchanges, right? But I'm just saying, let's say you're doing it on Bybit. So if you remove like 0.2 BTC right now, 0.2 BTC, not 0.2 BTC, but 0.8 BTC is like almost 10K. So you can take that 10K and take another position. You see what I'm saying? So nothing has changed regarding your initial position, because you got your stop loss at entry, right? And now your leverage is at 20x. You free up some money, and you can basically take another position with your 8 to 10K you just remove from your initial entry. So this is going to lead us to being basically being very disciplined, meaning like you don't need to take so many positions. You just have to focus on one position, right? Starting with a low leverage, and just make sure like that position, right, is well in green, right? And then you move your stop loss at entry, increase your leverage, free up some funds, and take another position. Do you see what I'm saying? So regardless of what that position, the first position going to do, if that position hits your stop loss, you're not going to lose anything. You're just hoping like the next position you're going to take, right? It's not going to basically be red, because it is not free money. It is just like you free up some liquidity to basically be able to take another position. So think about it. You can rewatch the video. I'm going to talk about it in another short video so you guys understand what I'm saying, right? It is very, very important, right? So whenever you be like, oh, I don't have any money to take another position, but you got two great position, well in green, 100% up, 200% up, you don't have to close it. You just increase your leverage, free up some money, put a stop loss at entry, take something else. Yeah. So like most people don't know. Most people leverage, but they don't think about leverage, how they can basically utilize it in a very beneficial way. So don't need to take like too many positions, okay? Don't need to marry any coins. You just want to make sure you get a percentage move, okay? If the market is red, you short it. If the market is green, you long it. Don't try to short a green market, and don't try to long a red market, okay, when you're leveraging. I'm not telling you what to do, but based on what I've been doing over the last few months, I try not to short a green market, right? And I try not to long a red market. If the market is dropping, I just short it, okay? It's gonna drop. It's zero resistance, okay? Zero support. It's dropping. You basically short it. It's going up, zero, resistance, right? You just go green with it. But the bad part of it is like you don't want to long the top. You want to make sure you long too early, okay? You long not too early, but you long early enough to go with the trend. So you can be, you can put your stop loss at entry. If something like what happened like yesterday, right? You already well in green, like lLINK, Neo, Ethereum, and all of that good stuff. You're already like 15-20% up. So even if market drop 10%, you don't worry, okay? So pay attention to it, guys. Yes, I mentioned it like in my early days, but I never basically emphasize it for people to understand it. So, but once again, you just people love to trade like a specific asset. Like I said, okay, I don't like to basically only trade BTC. I trade everything, okay, as long as the pattern is giving me a volatility. It doesn't matter which way, up or down, right? You just don't want something like moving 1%, 2%. Whether I'm shorting Monero or I'm shorting BTC, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Whether I'm basically long in BTC or I'm long in Monero, it doesn't matter. If Monero pump like 10% and BTC pump 2%, which one do you want to long? Really, which one? Okay, but some people, they take pride of taking a BTC short, 10% BTC short. We get those like every day in our, you know, in our alt discussion. We get those 8%. We just shorted like Uniswap 10%, okay, on the drop. That's the only position I took. I didn't need to take like, you know, 10 positions. Why am I yelling? I don't know. Saturday Night Live. So guys, if you want me to talk about any other alt, let me know, okay? So let's take a look at our most recent premium target, which is Uniswap. So Uniswap, as soon as we dump and I close off you know, Tezos and lLINK, I didn't flip on BNB. I just, you know, I take a look at a Uniswap right there. I was even looking to short it, like looking to take a position somewhere around like 2.8 and 2.9, but I was sleepy and I was very tired. Couldn't wait for it to pump to a 2.8, 2.9. So I told my people, I was like, we can basically take a position somewhere around here. However, if you take an early position, you gotta be able to manage your position. It means you cannot go all in, right? You basically either, let's say my position size was like 100, right? I want to take a position size of 100, right? Whatever, 100 BTC, $100, 100 penny, 100 XRP, right? My position size 100, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take 40% of that in here, like just about like 2.73. Even though I was waiting for 2.8, 2.9, I was like, since I'm going to sleep, so let me just take a 40% of it, and I, you know, when I wake up, you know, I might be in green, because, you know, and if market pump when I wake up, I can basically add the other, you know, 60%, right? And still have a stop loss just about like a 3.06. So, but it dumped down 10%. So, you know, you're green, okay? You're green, right? So another way of doing it is like, also remember your position size 100 really doesn't matter, okay? This position size 100, you can do it like with 3x, right? Or you can do it with 5x. Let's say I got $100 and I want to take a position on basically on Uniswap, right? Instead of basically taking a $100 position at, you know, 3x, I can just reduce my position, right? And still get the $100 with a lower leverage, with probably like 2x. Instead of basically going all in and all of that, I can just do 2x. And if it goes up higher, I can just basically do a 3x, which is basically increasing it, and then short high up here. That's why you don't always want to basically start with a high leverage unless you're very confident, okay? Unless you're very confident, right? So if you're not confident, like, you know, if you're not confident enough, you know, about the market going on your direction, you start with a low leverage. That's why people say, I'm increasing my position. Some people, they increase their position by increasing their leverage and adding to their position, or sometimes they can just increase their leverage by adding margin to it. You can also do it different way. So, but people don't basically specify which one they do, and they just say increase my position. Because you can, once again, you can increase your position two ways. You can add to your position, right, by adding margin to your margin, or you can basically increase your leverage, take some margin, and increase your position. You see what I'm saying? So when you do that, your margin doesn't change, right? But when you do that, your margin doesn't change. Because if you have like $300 margin, right, and you're doing 5x, right, if you increase your position to 10x, right, you basically gonna have a margin of 150, right? You're gonna have a margin of 150. But if you take the other 50, 150, right, and you add it back to your position, now your position size is back to $300, but your leverage just changed to basically 10x. However, you can have a $300 position, and if you want to add to your position, you can add another $300 on top of it, but it is going to be a new margin. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's two different things. You just have to understand both of them in order to basically say, oh, I'm increasing my position, because you can increase your position differently, right? By increasing leverage or just by increasing margin. Hopefully it makes sense, right? Hopefully it makes sense, because those tricks matters, right? Those things matter, especially like when market is going against you, or market is basically very volatile and you're pretty green, and you see like you want to short one sucker and you don't know where to find some funds at, right? You're like, man, I see this position, but I don't have any money. You know what to do, okay? You know what to do. Boom, boom, bang, bang, Iceman. So we talk about Uniswap. So it is still a bearish, right? We got this 12% drop from our entry, just about like 2.73, right? Nice 10% drop, and I didn't even worry about like shorting BTC, and I still got my 10% move, right? So we can still get this move. We double bottoming right now. We can get this move back up to 0.618 to 0.786, and probably, you know, retest the, you know, some low right there, next support, which is right there. So that's a move I'm looking for from Uniswap. Still got, you know, stop loss at entry, already closed 80% of the position. So let's see if this sucker want to give us this move down first and that move up, right? Or it wants to give us this move up, right? And this move down. We just don't know yet. Okay, you see what I'm saying? We don't know if this sucker want to do this and do this, or if it wants to do this and do that. It is kind of tricky, but the most important is like we green, we took our 10% move, and that's it. We run away. We run away. So now you guys don't want to talk about any coins. All right, good. Hey, what's up, Robert? So let's take a look at the YFIs. The twin FIs. So the YFIs, right? 1 and 2. Let's take a look at YFIs 2. So YFIs 2, low volume, right? I'm looking for a setup right now. It's the same thing. I just don't know how long it's going to take this sucker to pump back up in that range, because it can still do this. I pump right back up to like a 1750. That's what I'm looking for with a possible wedge, or we could just get a nice big move like this. You see what I'm saying? So up to basically 0.786. Can it double top? Yes, I just don't know, but we could possibly get 1750. If we hit like 1750 with this low volume right there, that's going to be a great, you know, a great entry, you know, a great entry for the bears, right? And with a possible drop all the way back down to like a 50%. So this one, we played it perfectly right there, but it was moving slow. You know, the previous pump right there, we long it like from 1950 when we dropped down, and we called for this like, let's see, 2370, right? We got the 2370, okay, the 2370 right there. But after that, when we basically tried to break this 1920, we broke the 1920. That's when I said this sucker could be double bottoming, but it was so slow. It was so slow, so it didn't give you like a chance to be very confident about your position. So most people are going to be panicking to take a position when price is moving like this, right? Even though you know the direction, it is just very tricky when you're leveraging. You see what I'm saying? So very, very tricky. So we could expect like similar move, at least for now, right? Depending on, you know, how reactive, right, the bull's gonna be once we hit basically 1750 to basically, you know, 2000 area, right? It is going to be very critical. Not saying we're gonna get a rejection, but a rejection is possible at that level, 1850 to 2000. That's the level I'm watching. Okay, if you're bullish, you know what to do. You buy the dip, right? You buy the dip. We already hit 50% pullback, right? We could double bottom right there, probably, you know, get this fake out and get this pump back to 50%. Why we could get this move? Because the structure right there is basically the same structure we got right here. Because this one we were trading it heavily, right? The previous pump we got right there, we dumped down here, right? And I was like, either we're gonna get support just about like 1324 exactly, right? We got support at 1324, right? And I was like, we're gonna pump up. We pump up. I was looking for like 1460, but we pumped like a 1455. I was being very specific on this one and being very greedy. So we missed it by basically, you know, I think like 10 points, and it dumped down to our basically initial target. We mentioned like once we basically shorted right there, we were looking for, you know, back to 1324 and down. It did that exactly, and then basically moved sideways and basically dumped down. Okay, so we could see something similar to it since we already backed down to like 50% pullback. So expect once again this pump back up to 50% pullback. Okay, 50% to 0.618, and most of the time it comes very quick, a nice 13, 15, 20 minutes pump, and that's it. That's it, right? So look for this move, right? Let's say 1672 up to like a 1760, right? So that's the bull range you want to look for. We could even get it sooner than we could get this move even before we end the live stream, right there. So it is going to be a very juicy move, right? Very juicy move. And after that, if you can basically catch the short from this level, just have to basically, once again, if you can basically short it nicely, I'm not telling you what to do. If you can find a nice entry right there, right, you just don't have to do anything. All you have to do once we break like 1300, 1400, you just increase your leverage, put a stop loss at entry, free up your money, and do whatever you want with it. Because this sucker can dump, once again, it can dump all the way back down, right? It can dump all the way back down. So you're going to keep the same position from like 1750 all the way down. And by not doing anything, by just increasing your leverage, free up your money, put your stop loss at entry, and look for the YFII 1. Okay, look for the YFII 1 scenario. So YFII 1 might be in this might be doing the same thing, right? But guess what? You're already taking position on YFII 2, right? And YFII 1 is right there. So you know YFII 2 gonna follow YFII 1, right? So YFII 1 gonna be dumping also. So you already increase your leverage, you know, on YFII 2, you free up some money, and you just take that money and you short this sucker too at a low leverage, right? Maybe like 2x, 1x, whatever. You just get some free money, just like you get in interest, right? You just short it for another 20%. So if it drop 20%, if you're doing 1x, it's free money. Remember, your initial position is in what? Is in profits, and you free up some money, so you don't have to take any risk with this position. Okay, you just take a very low margin, very low leverage, 1 to 2x, whatever you want to do. It's free money, it's free position, right? You free up some money, some funds, and you just go to sleep after that. You see what I'm saying? You played beautifully with a very, very good strategy. So now let's take a look at YFII 2, YFII 1 on the higher time frame. We just created a trend line right now. So with the YFII 2 on a 6-hour basis, right? So if we basically do not break this key area, which is like this sucker is 17,000, 18,000, right? We can find another basically retest right there and another pump back up, right? So this key area, it is a take profit level, right? Because most people in the crypto space, they love to basically play trend lines. Okay, trend lines, they love it. Okay, they love trend line. So you gotta be able to take profits until we basically break out cleanly. Then you basically, you know, look for another entry, right? Look for another entry. YFII 2, 15 minutes. So I don't have any position on YFII to 15 minutes, but on YFII, but it is just a let's see, you could call it a rising wedge, you could call it a lot of things. I really slept on alt last night. Was working on still some bullish pattern, was supposed to be working on some bearish setup, but I was like, you know, we're going to be bearish by the weekend. I didn't expect the dump, but I was like, okay. But I was thinking like we're going to get the dump by Saturday night, Sunday morning, stuff like that. So I was like, I still got some time, but this sucker, if you don't put a stop loss, this sucker going to eat you alive. Okay, so wedge pattern, I think it's just a bear flag. It could fail. It could fail because you got a three-way move pullback. You could get this move, a double bottom, this pump right there, and right there. You could get something like that, right? I'm not saying it's going to play out like that perfectly because market is very choppy. It could just do something like this, right? So, but just to make it pretty, right? But it is just a bear flag right now, which could fail, just like the one we got right there. Because this one I was trading it live, man. Right there. And I think THETA, you had a position just about like, I think 1466, right? But you didn't, your position did not get filled, so you missed the entry. Because we were looking for this move back up and a drop back down. Exactly, that was the setup, right? So we said we're gonna long it up here and then we're gonna short it down here, but did not. You missed it, right? So let's see. Got this wedge pattern, a pump, dump. I took one right there. Okay, just about like a 1347, 1350, 54 area, right? All the way down. Then I went to sleep. Yeah, I slept on YFII. This one was a dump we are supposed to catch, but it happens. You cannot catch everything. So now let's take a look at Monero for THETA. Monero love to be shorted by THETA. I don't know why. I mean, love to be long. So Monero, remember we still got a target at 96 to 88. I said it a long time ago. The reason why I don't like to trade Monero because it moves very choppily. It doesn't move linearly. You see what I'm saying? It is dropping, but it is gonna give you a hard attack because it's so choppy, man. It's not, this is not easy to trade. Okay, it's not easy to trade, but if you take it, you have to monitor it cautiously, right? Because even though we drop right now, we can still get this move back up to 124, right? Before dropping down, just like the move we got from Ethereum when Ethereum was like 170, 370. I was like, we can pump back up to, a 405. Same thing. That's why I don't want to take it because I can see it. I'm just not confident to take it right now, but I can see we got a possibility to get this move, make a low high or even double top. But I'm not confident enough to take it. But I'm confident enough to say we got a possibility to retest 96 to 88. It's just a problem of entry. You see what I'm saying? And stop loss. That's why when you're leveraging, it is so difficult to basically find a clean position. It's not like you don't know the direction. It's like you cannot afford like for the market to move against you for like a 7, 10, 18%. You see what I'm saying? Even though market gonna reverse later on, you're just gonna get liquidated, right? So just have to be very cautious. Like we're trying to basically favor a coin to trade all the time. That's why I don't basically trade one coin all the time. I just move around. But Monero, just like let's go take a look at THETA. So THETA, as you remember, right? Last week we talked about THETA, right? We said this move we're gonna short below 50, 55, 56. I even entered like earlier and it dropped down to like 54, 55, right? Close up some position, put a stop loss right there. It came back up, right? And I was like, let's just let it go. Let's just let it go. Don't try to fight it. So it pumped because we had a target like of 71 to 74 for this flat correction, just like I just showed you on Monero. We talked about it on my previous live stream, said this sucker can give you this flat correction. So you could look for an entry just about 71 to 74, and we could look for a reversal after that, or even a possible descending triangle. So two things we could get, two scenarios, right? We got to be able to watch over the next few days for THETA. Is like we could get this triangular formation right there. I know it brought me low, but you get the concept, right? Okay, you could get something like that. Right, you could get something like this, and which is a bearish pattern, right? And once we make a correction at the bottom of the trend line, then you're going to be confident to start like accumulating shorts slowly, right? Accumulate it. You don't have to do it high leverage, just accumulate as it goes up and down, because you know we're at the bottom of the trend line and it is looking weak. You just start accumulating slowly, accumulate, and as soon as it dip lower, you basically strike hard and you let it dip lower down to like a 40, because I got a target all the way down to to 41, which is like the 2-day 21 EMA, right? It might take forever to get there. It might take forever to get there, but I got a target right there. Okay, got a target right there. But let's confirm the bearishness first, right? We got the rejection. Let's confirm the bearishness right there by dropping down to 56 and break it. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. Hey, what's up, Ty Dog? You don't have to replace it. You just have to go with the flow. Don't try to like. I mean, I tried to say it like many times. Don't like. I try to avoid like long, I mean, not long. I try to avoid like liking one coin. I like Neo. You guys know I like Neo, but I short Neo so bad, right? But I don't even trade Neo a lot until basically we get like a clean pattern, right? Over the last few months, you've seen like I only traded Neo maybe like once or twice, right? So every batch of alt we get, most of the time, like it's like new coins, right? We don't trade like the same asset over and over again, right? Because sometimes I try to avoid like falling in love with an asset, and you know, because trading and when you're trading and you're investing is two different things. If I'm shorting Uniswap, it's not like I think like Uniswap gonna go to zero, but short term it's gonna drop. It's gonna drop 10%. I'm taking advantage of it. I make some profit. If I want to accumulate Uniswap, I buy some Uniswap and I send it to my Ethereum address, right? That way I accumulate the coin. I don't have to basically sit tight and buy in the dip and all of that good stuff. Okay, Ty Dog. Okay, I will send some new setups. Was just tired this morning to send like multiple setups, but man, we don't need many setups. We just need one at a time, actually, really. Look, guy, what do you talk about? Hey, what's up? Okay, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hey, what's up, mi bella amore? I like your name, man. Iceman, you're trying to confuse people, man. Look, Gato is Iceman. It's the same thing. He just changed your change his username. So let's see what type of setup we could. Yeah, I was looking for a long position on this sucker, but it dumped, so got me out. But it is still bullish. Like, it is still bullish. It did not pump like the rest of the crypto, and got rejected by the bottom of the trend line. And at the same time, we got this channel. It could go back up in this channel. We just have to basically pump above you know, the 2-day 21 EMA, or at least a daily 21 EMA. Could not close cleanly above it. So let's see, the volume is pretty big. Have to find a good momentum and pump above it, and we could try to retest like 2.4. But however, once we retest like 2.4, it is going to be a bear territory up to even like 2.7. So you can either monitor it, right, if you're not comfortable taking a long position on it, and look for like a 2.4 up to 2.7 for a rising wedge, a basically a fifth way ending diagonal, and all of that good stuff, right? So, but one thing that is bullish on it, like, we still got our divergence, so it is still bullish, right? You could get another divergence right there, right here, a small one, right, which is actually double bottom right there. This kind of remind me of the 20. We could get this one and this move too also, right? So pay attention to basically Tezos. I'm still not done with it, still watching it, right? This structure kind of remind me of EOS. Last year, I think we took a 25% move on EOS with a similar structure, but I think it was September 2019. Let's see. I think I can remember. Okay, kind of remind me of this EOS move, right? Right there, August, September, exactly, right? So this move right there. And I was also bullish on XRP at the same time, and it was calling for this EOS 4.1, right, to 4.2. Actually 4.4, that's what I was calling, but we hit like 4.2, 4.3. So similar move. Okay, XRP pump at the same time too that time, and we dump right back down. So that's the same structure we could possibly get from Tezos, right? So expect still a Tezos pump until we see something different, right? I just don't like this big volume on Ethereum. It doesn't mean we're going to drop now, but any further pump to the upside could basically, you know, create more selling pressure, because bears could get very confident with this big sell volume. Most people are going to be like, oh, that's a big sell volume right there. So we're going to be selling higher, right? If it goes to like 480, because we already got a big warning of a big sell pump, right? So, but short term might not be very significant, but after we pump above it, if the bulls do not create higher buying pressure at resistance, bear is going to be very confident due to this high volume right there. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind, right? We might not see a reversal right now, but 2-day chart, it is still bullish. So let's see if the 2-day chart going to create some bearishness, which means, like, you know, this 6-hour time frame can basically turn bearish afterward with a possible divergence, right? Like this, price going to make high, right? And MACD going to cross bearish right there, right? MACD going to cross bearish, right? And trying to pump back up. So which means, like, we can get this move with a divergence. That is a possible bearish setup you could anticipate. Okay, you could anticipate. Once again, you don't know what's going to happen. It's just like you trying to strategize to see. You know one of these going to happen, right? But you just don't know which one going to happen. Okay, you know bearishness is there, but you don't know what time it is going to be very, very strong. Okay, but you also know a bullishness is on the 2-day time frame right there, but you just don't know, okay, if the bull is going to be strong enough, right, to pump above this range. Am I done with BNB? I'm done with BNB for now. Okay. I had a very big position on it yesterday. Was accumulating on that flat correction. Was very confident it's gonna pump above resistance. Put a stop loss. This sucker just disappointed me. Right. But for now, I would not be messing with BNB right now. Would not be messing with BNB for now. Just wait till you get a better structure, because we messed up the bullishness right there. We, the bullishness we had right there, BTC messed it up, but this was a bullish uptrend. It was a clean bullish uptrend. You can see, like, had a nice I had a nice 3% average, right? But it just did not let me enjoy it, right? Let me enjoy it. I was looking for the low 30 and 38, even like up to 32, not 38 but 32, but it did not let me enjoy it. So unless you bearish, right, and you're looking for like a scalp, you could look for this move back down here, right, with a possible divergence on your hourly MACD, right? Hourly can still do this, and price can do this and get reversed like 80 to 90%, and then you're gonna look for a possible wedge pattern right there. If you're confident enough, you can play it like that, right? You just suck it up and go long at 26, right, to 26.5. Or you basically take a scalp down. If you want to play both ways, you take a scalp down 3%, 4%, right? If and then you close it, flip bull, and then basically go on your way. I mean, go with the trend. It really doesn't matter. It is going to be a 6% move. You can get the 3% down and the 3% up, right? Which is going to be 6% total, which is even better than my previous position. Right there from this 3.5%, right? So, but look for support retest right there if it reverses back down, because that's a weak trend. This move is basically impulse, right? This move is just corrective, but it could be the start of a initial correction, right? Tomorrow you could see another drop down here, and you could basically reverse a bullish divergence. I don't see one. What time frame? I don't know what time frame you're talking about, right? And the sad thing is, like, we already back below the 6-hour 21 EMA. That's a sad thing, right? And below the 8-hour 21 EMA, right? So on an 8-hour basis, the only way I could be confident about another push to the upside is like we get a single 8-hour bullish reversal candle all the way up to basically 29. Okay, that I might be bullish again, but I'm not gonna sit down and wait for it. All right, I don't trade BNB every day. I just monitor it. If I get it, good. If we don't get it, we move on, because we're gonna get something else, right? But I don't sit tight and relax and try to wait for a setup and all of that. I just scan the market. A bullish divergence? I don't have any. We don't have any bullish divergence, man. I don't know what you're talking about. This one, I mean, you could cheat, right? You could say double bottom if you want to cheat yourself, right? But yes, you could cheat yourself just like that. Maybe let's see. Yeah, on the R side, you see you don't even have one, right? Right there, you got a small one right there, which is the bullish divergence. You created it, right? Created one right there. Created one right there. But you did not create one on your magnet. So it wasn't that strong. It was just a pullback. Right? It was just, for now, it was just a pullback until we basically get further, further data, right? So we can confirm it. but it is bearish. Okay, what is bearish? Bearishness is when price action is making lower highs, right? That's bearishness. Okay, bearishness. Let's see if we can find something hidden right there. You could call for a possible hidden bullish divergence, right? Something like that, or even that. Right? You could call for this, right? But that's very dangerous. Why it is so dangerous? Because how about if you this price action drop right here and now give you a low, right? That's very dangerous. But it is a 50-50 game, right? With this hidden thing, right? So you could look for this, right? That's possible. But once again, if we can get a nice big pump on a 8-hour basis, if I find it, I could flip bull, right? If we can get a big 8-hour candle above above 29.2, 29.4 range, okay, we could flip bull, and that could confirm the bullish divergence, the hidden bullish divergence right there, right? That could confirm it. We just pump back up sharply to the upside, and we're gonna see what we're gonna get next. So one of the setup I'm watching right now, it is EGLD. I'm watching a lot of setups, but see, CRV is not dumping yet. Oh, I love CRV. So CRV not dumping yet. So now it's sell volume. So I'm gonna be watching CRV, but one of the big dump I'm looking for, it is EGLD. Okay. So if you remember EGLD, when it was right there, we said if it pump above like 7.8, 7.9, it could be a bull up to like 8.5 and so on. It got rejected by the 8-hour 100 EMA, just like right there, right? This sucker, I had a position of it like just about 9.5 a couple of weeks ago, but I got out too early, and this sucker dumped all the way back down to the bottom. So it is pumping back up. It pumped back up to the 8-hour 100 EMA, getting rejected. So what I'm watching is like the higher time frame. Okay, I'm watching the higher time frame. Not confident enough right now to start shorting it, but we got a possible descending triangle on the 2-day basis, right? And if we can get confirmation on 2-day basis, right, even on daily basis, right? If we can get confirmation, you can see like sell volume, how big it is. No buying pressure at all. Nothing to basically saying like we're in a bull run, right? So if we can basically respect this descending type of a structure, right? Kind of subjective, because you could draw the trend line like that also, right? You can increase it like that, right? This trend line right there, it means like it can still pump to like 9.3 and so on. However, let's just assume, right, it's going to reverse from current market state, right? Like that. We're just assuming, right? If we can basically break below right there just by like $7 once again, because we couldn't break like 6.9. If we can break cleanly $7, you could possibly look for a target down to like 4.5, right? For it could be a very nice play, which means like what I just explained to you guys, like if I can accumulate like enough shorts right there, and if it dumps down to like 5.8, I don't even have to close the position. I can just increase my leverage, close maybe 60 to 70% of my position, increase my leverage, put a stop loss at entry, free up some money, and basically do something else, and just forget about it until we basically drop down to 4.5. but we got to be able to cleanly, guys, drop below this range, okay, which is like just about $7, actually 7.1, right? 7.1. Yeah, 7. If we can break below 7.1, that'd be nice, right? But I will see if I can look for an entry in the mid-range, so you be safer for some weeks, because sometimes they drop lower and reverse back up to the trend line before they continue. So, but if you basically enter in mid-range, like right now, 7.8, just have to suck it up, put a stop loss $8 or so, like 8.3 or so, assuming like the head and shoulder pattern also going to be playing out, right? I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but you got this head and shoulder pattern formation, right? So you're just assuming it is going to play, and you're going to get your one-to-one extension. It's not going to be easy, but if you just basically make it a project, right, and you basically monitor it every day, add in position from now, you know, and accumulate all the way down, assuming it's going to break it. So it's going to be a great position to watch over the next few weeks. So So let's go ahead and take a look at DOT. So I'm starting to be, once again, being very cautious about DOT. So we talked about it yesterday, and I was like, DOT retested the double top. If we break it, you could be looking for like 5.5 and so on. However, I still got my target down to 2.9 and basically 3.3. So it seems like bears wants to basically push the price down to 3.3. So let's see, once we break this key level, just like QDM, you remember QDM, right? And you know, SNX and all of them, right? So they broke this key level and it dropped down to the bottom of the trend line. Only DOT managed, the DOT bulls managed on the last dump, not the current one, but this dump did not break below this range. Because remember that Monday, DOT did pump to the upside up to like 4.9. Okay, so and basically dump right back down to the bottom of the trend line. So now we're dumping right here. So if we break this trend line, that's going to be a bear trend all the way down to like 2.5 or even lower, right? But we're just gonna focus on this range. If we break like 3.9, okay, we're gonna focus on like $3 if we break like 3.9, right? So keep an eye on DOT. A break below this key area of like a 4.8, yes, we're going to resume with the bullish uptrend up to basically 5.5 and so on. If the bulls going to be strong enough to do that, you know, I don't think they will, but I'm not going to doubt it. I'm not going to be, you know, doubting the bulls, saying like they won't. If they break it, the next chance going to be 5.5. If they break that key level, then we're going to look for $6. But as of now, my bias, personal bias, is like DOT could catch up with the rest of the crypto and then basically just do what everybody else did, create a parallel channel right there. You see what I'm saying? And after that, we could even look for another reversal back here before we dump, because that's the pattern like that's the pattern the rest of the crypto are doing right now. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them, that's the one they're doing right now. So keep an eye on dot. Looks nice with the sell volume right here, especially at the top, double top right there. Could not break above 4.7. So that is a very beautiful setup also to it doesn't sound like a big dump. From here to that, it's just 25%. Most crypto just dropped like 25% over the last 24 hours, but I'm looking for this, right, for that. So you know the two setups I'm gonna be monitoring, basically, actually three, just say three. YFII, basically a dot, and EGLD, right, which is ETHEREUM, right, whatever. So those are the three setups I'm mostly going to be working on with. I'm going to be working with those setups over the next few days to see if they're going to play out as, you know, we're expecting. If they don't, you know, they're going to wreck us. I'm just joking, but if they don't, you know, stop loss going to get hit and you move on, right? That's it. Because right now, if you try to like use Elliott wave to basically trade this, you're not going to trade it because you're not going to find a good wave pattern to rely on. Okay, you're going to get confused yourself, right? But play this channel, support resistance. That's the best time to basically play support and resistance type of a structure, right? And especially volume, because you don't have enough history to basically sit right here to do like a longer term analysis. The most I can do on dot is like daily. Okay. All right, guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. We've been living since like since almost like an hour now, hour and a half, right? So we talk about BTC, Ethereum, and all of that good stuff. I'm gonna release the short-term video, right, of this. I already created it, so I just have to release it after the video. So if you just joined the live stream, I'm gonna put a link of that video in the description. I'm also gonna release it after the as not, you know, we end this live stream, so you can go back and watch Ethereum and BTC only. No, none of that DeFi good stuff, right? All right, guys, make sure to hit the likes. Don't forget to basically let me know what you think down in the comment section, and join my public Telegram group if you're looking for these setups, you know, 10% on a daily basis moves on alt targets and all of that. Make sure to join the premium. We just don't trade BTC once again, right? We just don't trade like XRP or Ethereum. We trade the market. We trade the market, right? We're looking for the moves, okay? We're looking for the percentage moves, not, you know, whether I like Ethereum or I like XRP, I don't care. Okay, we basically are traders. If you're an investor, it's different thing. Okay, we got like alt setup for a longer term view over the next 6-9 months, 4 or 5x return possibly, right? So we just buy those, accumulate, and forget them. Okay, for the next alt season pump, right? All of that good stuff. All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in, man.